Let's get that sippity sip, wake up juice flowing through your veins. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna sip some coffee and play some Final Fantasy 14. Ba-ba-da-da 14. Everybody, welcome to the stream. Get your coffee and settle down. Work around, smash that like a button when you get the chance and opportunity. After you've brewed some wake up juice coffee, and my name is Brian, and this is a Ginger Prime. We like to do a little bit strange, a little bit different up in here in the mornings as we play Final Fantasy 14, and that's right. Everybody chilling out, it's bright and early in the morning, and so I got to sip my coffee and wake up a little bit. Get the flow going in the morning and know. Get the flow going in your morning and know. Get the love flowing in the morning and you know. It's gonna be a good day. Everybody say hello and mana sip that coffee, Man, I feel good this morning. It's time to jump into a 6.115. It's been a while, we've been waiting. And now it's time to get our travel quests on. Rack up with the Asadera, that's right. Let's see what's going on with the elephants in the Thavnir. Yeah. I'll take a sip of that sweet juice, baby. Oh yeah, get that cringe going in the morning and you never know what's happening. Yeah. I do this for the people who are here bright and early. You never know what's gonna go down on a Ginger Prime early morning stream. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Be sure to smash that like button when you get the time. After brewing your coffee, sipping that juice, waking up. Yeah, that's right.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian, and today we're going to be playing a little bit patch 6.15. Jumping into Final Fantasy a little bit this morning with you guys. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Oh yeah, that's really cool. That's good. Ah, yes. Let's see here. So I don't know necessarily if I've got all the prerequisites for Asadara, but we've been working on our Gunbreaker. Yeah, let's equip that. Boom. Okay, cool. 82, just to give you guys a status update. Gunbreaker is going to be the last of the tanks to be leveled up. Then we got the casters and the healers done, and put a little experience into Ninja. I got Ninja and Samurai to at least get to 81, so I can be sure to be ready to fully take advantage. But let's head out to Thavnir. See what quests we have to do, because there's some prerequisite quests. Oh yeah. Bum 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 bum. Oh, what a bad teleport, man. That's right. Still waking up. All right, let's see here. All right. Oh, we got a quest up here. That's new. Let's see if we got any plus quests over there. Just scouring the area. Okay, and we have a plus quest here. Alright, cool. Let's head to the first plus quest right up to the north. Let's see ultimately if this is what we're looking for today. It would help if I go the right direction. Otherwise, we might be knocking out a bunch of these side quests. Which I like. I wonder if the context is a little bit different. The Mantica along the way. Ready to tackle another job then? This one was registered by a local fisherman asking for help with marauding monsters. Originally, the Radiant host keeps the worst of the wildlife in check, but these days just haven't been enough blades to spare. We'll want to speak to the fisherman himself for the details. I couldn't read the scrawl he left for a name, but he's an Asadara, and he should be found fishing in the waters of the western shore. Wait, another Mantical? Ren, you could use some more coin, yes? Because I could certainly benefit from your wise, experienced company. A fine pair of hunters we shall make. Come, let us speak with this Asadara fisherman. I want to record. Looks like okay, there it goes. I was like, where's my element for recording? Come to take care of the monsters, have you? It's about damn time. We're fine when we're out of the water, of course, but even the fisher needs to walk on, and every now and again, the trails grow more perilous by the day. I've managed to sneak through without a scratch so far, but friends of mine haven't been so fortunate. Talk to the others around here, and they'll tell you. I might need help with that, Bryn. Speaking of the Asadara is still challenging for me. Shall we do this together then? Yes, fine. Good idea. Companion quest. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Ah, you want to hear about monsters? I saw 3 big brutes on my way from Akalai and to Yalamed. Never seen the like around these parts before. You want story? And then I asked Alakasai the other day. I almost walked straight into a fiend with the tongue as long as my arm. Barely escaped being gobbled up on the spot. Attacked by the wildlife, oh yes. While I was hauling in a catch back into town, I dropped the lot and fled for my life. The roads used to be safe enough, but now... So do you understand now why we need to send for help? I understand that you have a problem with long-tongued brutes terrorizing your roads. Those creatures that we call Pasca. Without the army sending out their regular patrols, it seems the inlet monsters have begun expanding their territories. They've forgotten to fear us, and that's when people started dying. I need you to remind them. Remind them. Once you found and slain the bold Pasca, I asked you to bring me one of their carcasses. There's something I've been curious about. Very well, let's make for this contest, shall we? The first to topple at Pasca is the victor. Never seen anyone so eager to throw herself headlong into a Pasca's jaws. Shouldn't you be chasing after her? I got this. Alright, let's go. Christmas fair time. Looks like she got one. Ha, first kill is mine. Grandmother always said that the hunter should be swift, like a diving yole. Would you mind attacking down the other 2? Once they saw that I did to their fiend, they fled to the northwest. I can haul this lump back to the beach while you hunt. Finish the hunt. It would be a long, you would be... Aha. My fear of Mantiga has begun to ebb somewhat. Now go before some other poor soul crosses paths with those monsters. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Ah, there you are. Your friend is stronger than she looks. We had to load the carcass onto a boat and carry it away. What of the Pasca's packmates? Did you find them? Ah, both slain then. That is good. Of course he slew them. Songs of Bryn's deeds are sung across the steppe. My aching arms would like to know why you wanted the remains, though. Why else? To make use of its parts. The scales can be spun into silver, and the meat will fill our pots. The bones and teeth we can craft into hooks and other tools. We kill nothing for the sake of killing, even murderous monsters. The 2 bodies you left behind will serve as a warning to those of their kind. If it keeps them away, then no more blood shall be shed. It seems our tribes share similar customs when it comes to using every part of the kill. As grandmother always said, be not wasteful of the lives that you sustain your own. You are so very different from your kin, the Gatsuhua. Oh, why is that you've been avoiding my gaze? If your only experience with the Mentaga have been our brutal cousins, then you'll find the Asadara agreeable and by a lot by comparison. Might even make a few friends, eh? Here's your payment, and well earned, I'd say. What's up, DeRay Senti? How's it going? Happy patch day. Another job finished. We should report to Kasana. She might strike at off her list. Let me know when you're done basking in the success of the hunt, and we will return to Yalamed. Ogle replays her flavors. Ready then? I've been counting the contents of my coin purse. I have enough to buy passage on a ship, but as for food and other supplies, well, I would feel more comfortable with the pay from one more job weighing down my belt. You can see me through just one more, yes? Ah, at the very least, you make our report to Kansana and ask that she has to an offer. Come show me how to fleet your foot. You are the champion. Bryn's safely back from your work on the shore, I see, but where is Ogle? My coin purse! Some slippery son of a dozo snatched it from me, brazen as you please. I lost sight of him in the market along with all my worldly wealth. How am I to pay for lodgings or food? Ready my belly cries in protest. Already my belly. Oh, you poor thing. After all the good work you've done for us, you will stay with me tonight, I insist. You would take me in? I saw that you looked me right in the eye. Finally warming up to us, Asadara, are you? I can barely see through my tears, but yes, maybe now I can stand to be in the same room as the mangaga. Some of them, anyway. I'm glad to hear it. Here, I'll lend you a few coins as well. We can have you running around without Gil to your name. Thank you. In fact, why don't we head to my house now? We can fill that complaining belly of yours, and you're more than welcome to join us, Bryn. There we go. the name of the house. I thought that's where I was going. There we go. Oh, Bryn, something terrible has happened. I've been robbed. We saw a boy jumping out the window as we approached and then looked inside. All my belongings have been turned inside out. Ogle set off in pursuit of the thief, but she hasn't returned. Do you think you could catch up with her and see if there's anything's all right? I'll lock up here that you can meet me back in my office to see you found her. That sucks. There's Ogle. Dung, I lost him again. I swear that's the same Huron boy who made off with my coin purse. His size, his clothing, it all matches. I was willing to cut my losses and earn more gil, but this insult to my host, it will not stand. Grandmother always said to repay one's favors, and with the Dusk Mother, I mean to do just that. Will you help me find justice for Constana? Then we will start by asking around for more information. I have a feeling we are not the only ones who have fallen afoul of this thieving urchin. The swifter we act, the better our chances. Yes, I say we split up, gather what clues we can, and then meet back at Constana's offices. Right. Looking for clues. They want 3 clues. The second-hand information, mind you, but I hear that the thief you're looking for is barely more than a child. Sad, isn't it, how terrible things have become, that a young boy is forced into a life of crime just to survive. There was another robbery. I wonder if it's the same boy I found in my house the other day. He yelled that he is sorry, and when I saw that desperation on his face, I didn't have the heart to chase after him. Aha, there we go. The recent rash of pickpocketing. Oh yes, I've heard several stories. They say that it's likely the work of the same criminal. Well, champion, what have you discovered? So our tale was a familiar one, and what I've heard from the local children was even more disturbing. They tell me a stranger, approached them with the promise of work for easy coin. I have no proofs of this offer is connected with the recent robberies, but it does seem suspicious. And if the stranger truly is recruiting young ones to steal for him, then he is the one I would punish for these crimes. We just need to find him first. Razadhan's closing its gates left many struggling to make a living, and the appearance of the ghastly tower sparked a chain of events that it still has the Radiant House spread too thin on many fronts. Under the circumstances, the rise in crime is to be expected. We are fortunate then to have 2 of you here to act on behalf of our lawkeepers. So please accept this payment. We cannot accept you to work on an empty stomach. The new hunt begins. Come, let us track down the one behind all of this. But we are still not sure if the stranger is actually involved in the robberies, let alone where to start looking for him. There's a simple way to find out. To lure our boy thief into stealing from us again. If that is what we suspect is true, then he will likely take the ill-gotten gains directly to his patron. So I will play the part of the unguarded traveler, flaunting a heavy purse or some as such. Bryn, you keep watch for this little pickpocket and be ready to follow him when he makes his move. Should we lead to some shadowy figure, then I would want to herd them both to the west. I'll circle around and be lying in wait and spring an ambush. What's going on, Aru? How you doing today? That's really quite clever, Ogle. I'm impressed. Grandmother always said, if you want to catch a big fish, don't spare the bait. The same idea applies to slippery criminals. Right then, let us make our places in the town square and lay a trap for our quarry. I will try to make the lure something obvious so that you can see it begin stolen from afar. Good morning to you. I just got myself some coffee. At the start of the stream, I rap about my love of coffee. So we have the Trime quests. There is the custom deliveries. There is also Hildebrand. There's also the Tataru side quest storyline. So a lot of little story beats and things like that. Obviously, I mean, the travel quest, some adjustments to the jobs, etc. I'll probably do a visual patch notes or something like that here. Once I'm done playing, you kind of playing the content. Who knows? I'm not planning on doing this all day. Follow a query from a safe distance will end failure if I fall too behind. Should you fail, return to the starting point. What's up, Gia? Yeah, the next story update and all that stuff is gonna drop in most likely August. That would be my guesstimate in terms of the 4-month cycle of patches. Hey, Roo. Oh, is it an Asadara who's been? Oh man, especially as it starts to lean into the Final Fantasy IV stuff, absolutely. But yeah, like 6.2, we get the new raid, a new tombstone, new gear increase. I don't usually invest heavily into the gearing up process though until like a 6.4. Nice to see on see a non-pay to win game. Absolutely. Oh, you're a proper little scoundrel, aren't you? Nice work. Let's see one second. Here, let's see here.
Oh, you're a proper little scoundrel, aren't you? Nice work. I'll fence the rest of the goods and then you'll get your cut. Gosh darn it, Straskal. I told you to check for tails. If you want your family to learn of our arrangement, now run.
The robbers have fled westwards. Chase after them. But I've got primal ponies. Can't flee the warrior flight. My apologies, Bryn. I intended to circle around his plan, but when I heard of how he yelled at the child, my rage couldn't be contained. Grandmother always said those who prey on the weak are undeserving of mercy, so I beat him senseless. Fool of a Mantigo. When he awakes, he will find himself in custody of the radiant host. Miss, I'm sorry you got hurt because of me, and I'm sorry for taking your belongings. Apology accepted, young one. It's a brave thing to admit when you are wrong. Help me explain the situation to your law keepers, and we will steer you back on the right path. If you say so, miss. I will cart this refuse to the nearest guardhouse. Pray inform Kenika of our success. Ogu, is everything alright? Bryn told me what happened. All is well. They began interrogating the man before I left, and he was blubbering about where he stashed the stolen goods. The soldiers planned to recover the cash and return the items to the rightful owners. Praise be to the sisters. There were certain personal articles, things very dear to me, that I thought I lost forever. Oh, I should also mention Rasker, the boy thief. Seems his parents were out of work and he was begging for scraps. His crimes of necessity, and after seeing the considerable remorse he showed for his actions, I decided to let him keep the coin he took from me, as well as my share of the reward for the Radiant Host. As grandmother always said, children are the greatest treasure of all. I can hardly let him and his family starve now, can I? How you pay for passage now? I can earn it back easily enough, and since I have tamed my fear of the Asadara, there's no need to rush. I'll take my time. I'll explore all the wonders this island has to offer. Thank you, Bryn, for staying by my side this long, but I think I can continue alone. Speaking of which, Kastana, have you any new tasks available? Oh, my dear Ogum, I have the perfect job for you. I actually have business with the employer himself, so we can head together off if you like. Yay! Ah, there you go, Bryn. I had forgotten your half of the reward. May your adventures be many and your hunt successful. Yay, awesome. I have to knock out a bunch of that. Got some stuff down here. Got one up here with a plus sign. Let's go see what that's about. Hey, what's going on, Kitsui? So far, so good. Thanks, guys, for the 12 likes, by the way. Like, that's awesome. Thanks for showing out the stream that way. We're just knocking out some of these side quests out here in Thavnir, working on unlocking the Asadara tribal quests. What's an apparent? Oh, excuse me, did you need something? Wait, you're him, the very man who saved Mevvin's child. Bryn, was it? I knew it. I'm Yezin, the alchemist of the great work, but I'm one of few who are looking after the child as he makes her recovery. Melvin and Questif were dear friends of mine. Thank you very much you've done for their daughter. Her condition is on the mend. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. We've been taking turns checking in on her, and the last anything she needs is a gaggle of adults fussing over her day and night. That being said, when she is fully healed, there is a question of who will be in charge of her care. For the love of I bore her parents, I would gladly take her as my own. But that would mean raising her away from her home. Moreover, I am yet to be wed, and my duties consume me much of my time. I could scarce focus on my own care, let alone a growing child. I doubt her ability to give her love that she deserves. Love equal to that of her parents gave her. She deserves better than that. So I've considered finding someone more suitable. It's the least that I can do, and truth be told, perhaps the best option. Even so, although I was born here, much of my life was spent at the great work. I am afraid I haven't the foggiest idea who to ask, even if I have the time to do so. You, however, seem to be well loved among the people here. Could you ask around in my stead? I would be much more effective use of my time to prepare medicine for the wounded and the sick. I apologize for imposing on such an enormous task to you, but I trust that no one else with it. When you finish, come to my hut in the south of the settlement and we can discuss any potential parental candidates. Gia says, one thing about 14 that they managed to pour so much of the feeling and atmosphere into the game. So much, so true. And Kitsui says, I just did that too. Yep, that's why people love the game. It has this you know, in a weird way, like when you think about the tagline for 15, they were like a fantasy set in reality. Like there's reality in this fantasy in 14, you know. It's just, it bleeds it, you know, you can connect to it. Who do you think is most suited to care for a child? Yezin is the obvious choice, dependable, loyal, and dutiful, every quality you would desire in a parent. I know he does become so absorbed in his research, but that devotion has made him peerless alchemist. Who better there to look after someone so sickly as her? The child, none dote over her quite like Yezin, but I do understand. Alchemy is an immersive trade for a parent. Still, there is no one else that comes to mind when you consider the question. I'd volunteer to take her myself, but with the chaos of recent events, it's difficult enough to see that me and mine are fed and clothed. I'm not the only one facing such hardships either. Hey, what's up, Chili? I really enjoyed 15, but it's not without its challenges in terms of your time commitment. I still haven't finished all the DLC. I started it, but I just need to find time to go and finish it after all these years. Got all these side quests to do. Good afternoon and morning to you. If you ask me, Partisan is the most motherly among us. She had a child of her own not too long ago, so I reckon there's no one better to be a wet nurse. That being said, times have been trouble for us all. I might seem unseemly to ask her to take on such a burden unless she is willing. Welcome to my humble workshop. Ren, I am almost too nervous to ask, but what did the others say? Someone nominated me? Well, that's neither here nor there. You said Pastrin's name was also mentioned. She was a good friend to Melvin, and it's true, but there are other factors at play that make me reticent to ask her. Simply put, I'd rather not burden her further if it was to be avoided. That being said, we won't exactly have the luxury of choice, all things considered. I suppose I would be remiss if I didn't at least speak with her. I owe the child that much. Will you accompany Bryn? I support a presence at my side. It would help me find the right words. G says, also have a 14 to thank you for getting me through 2 years of COVID. Oh my gosh, for so true. Prasheen should be nearby, doubtless watching over her own child. I must deliver the medicine before speaking with her, so please go on ahead. Do I think Square Enix will do another Final Fantasy MMO? I know Yoshi P says he would like to make another MMO in his lifetime. And then the question becomes, is that, you know, he's also talked about the difficulty of having people move from one MMO to the next MMO in terms of just like you just look at launching an MMO is a battle of attrition. So I could see them doing it, but more than anything else, I could kind of see them evolving 14 into the next thing. But that'd be something pretty wild. Yazine, it's good to see you. And who is this with you? Prashreen, meet Bryn. He's the hero who saved Melvin and Korsav's daughter. Oh, what a pleasure surprise. Thank you for your bravery. I've heard tell of the troubles she's been through since. I hope that you're able to see her and I return to health soon. It's been trying, to be sure, but we must look forward to the day she is hale. Everyone is doing their utmost to make it so. The question remains to where she will go from there. However, I've considered taking her into my home, but I fear my qualifications as a parent are somewhat lacking. I know that you have a dear friend in Melvin, and as such, thought it meant to ask if you are willing to care for her daughter. If you are, I would do everything in my power to see that she is given into your care. I am flattered. Melvin was my family. I was family to be. And I view her child as my own. I would do anything to see her raised into a brave woman as her mother. However, I cannot care for her. I'm not worthy to care of her. Worthy? What is that? I apologize. I understand it as a sudden request, and no small one besides. Please forgive the imposition. I'll be in the village for some time yet. Should you require treatment for you and yours, please seek me out. I will. Thank you, Tinyesin. I would speak of it further, Bryn. Let us return to my dwelling. I mean, if you look at Final Fantasy XI, though, it's like people are still actively playing that game and want that game to continue to evolve. And so, like, one of the problems and the challenges within MMORPGs as a games as a service, as 11 has entered in its 20th year, and we hope that they actually do some kind of investment with it. Like, when it comes down to it, I think it's easier to do that because you already have, you know, kind of that community that supports you. I don't know if it's financially viable, but in terms of like, oh yeah, just come play 11. You got SEO rankings and so many more things. So at its core, them, you know, like Yoshi P said at some point, Final Fantasy 14, the number 14 won't make sense. So it could be possible that we see this game evolve into another game. But I mean, honestly, like I would love to see what Yoshi P could do from a ground up, you know, plan forward content, you know, cycle. And see what that looked like, but when's the right time to do that? Man, I think it would be going into 7.0, you know, like have some kind of big like boom, but who knows? I wasn't too forceful, was I? I implied I simply asked her if she was willing. I didn't mean to make her feel obligated to agree. I found her words somewhat mystifying, not worthy. I could see what you mean. I'm usually not one to pry about the worries it considers. I consider pursuing a friend, and I'm loath to leave her in her troubles. And here I am, still a matter of the child. I still have to think of what to do from here. I may need your help again soon, Bryn. I hope you're willing. Hey, what's going on, Amanda? How you doing today? What's going on, Cody? Oh yeah, I'm already getting choked up on this quest line. Oh, Chris and I talked about that in a video yesterday over on Work to Game Kits. And honestly, it is both exciting and concerning, especially as somebody who likes PvP. And ultimately, it asks the question, you know, like, I don't think it would be something that brings in players to Final Fantasy. So it would be something for the core base. And my fear would be starting to continue to split up the PvP community. But I would absolutely play it. I would absolutely 100% play it. But there's a bigger conversation to be had, I think, around it. And that's why Chris and I, like, we talked about that for like 20 minutes yesterday. Well then, if you're willing, I have a task that requires immediate attention. It is a simple but essential, namely the gathering of herbs. The child is in a vulnerable state, and it would fortify her against further sickness. There are so much more wounded in this village than I anticipated, and my stores have become running low. It would be the best to replenish them while time affords us the opportunity. Can I count on you to help me? Yes. Splendid. I require several of the reddish summer herbs which grow among the shrubbery in the northeast. Both of us will be working in tandem. I wager we should have enough to gather before the next bell. I hope you guys do check it out. Like, it's a really good discussion. It's really like the implications and the possibilities are really interesting. The question that I actually asked in the video is like, imagine if they did that, right? And it was so popular. Like, would they end up splitting off into its own game of just that? Because I start to say like, okay, yeah, you got 14, it's got a subscription. The barrier for entry for a battle royale is that it's free. And so like, it'd be interesting to see like, oh, we introduced this game in this game, and then it turns out it was so popular, now it's its own thing. These appear to be herbs you seek. Only their stems remain. Another enterprising alchemist must already be here. I like the thing I like actually probably most about the PvP stuff is the 5-man party. Like, it just feels so much better. Like, the jobs also feel way more like in PvP, way more like they've got way more identity, and it makes me hopeful that we'll see hopeful that we'll end up seeing why am I drawing a blank? that we'll see something like that happen, like with 7.0, in terms of just the button layout.
Oh my
Hey, we got a Twitch sub. Thanks so much for the Twitch sub.
Why? Why would you pay that?
Thanks for the support over on Twitch. I saw the creature emerge as the brush, but you've felled them before and had a chance to be frightened. I'm glad to survive unscathed, but that has been me. Anyway, did you manage to find Soma? Yes. See, nothing but mount butt. Oh, game feels so good on the Steam Deck. I was playing it last night before the servers went offline. I was just like chilling. Julie and I are watching The Last Kingdom, like on Netflix or whatever, and it's like, yeah, let me just get a little bit of a little content run. What are the main 6.515 updates? You have Hildebrand, further Hildebrand quests. You've got the Tataru side story quest. You've got the tribal quests. You have the Omega quests. So a lot of like story driven quests that kind of drive into content. Also various PvP adjustments and stuff like that. The herbs that came upon them while hunting, nothing more. I've heard that the medicine made from them is effective in treating as the ailments of the young children. Seems only meant that I should do my part, as it were. Ah, yeah, and the custom delivery. I've never done one of those. Oh, very well. I seem to be shed some light on the root of Prostrian's distress. That is what you wish to hear, yes. Yashin asked to speak to me, just as he asked you to gather his herbs. Well, then perhaps it's best for us to all speak together. Go to him and allow me time to gather my thoughts. I shall approach you when I am ready. No new expert dungeon yet. This is 6.15. 6.2, which will have a new dungeon and stuff like that, new raid. That will be sometime most likely in August. You're just in time. I only just finished synthesizing the medicine, so did Sula tell you about anything of interest? Well, I suppose I can hear it straight from her. I appreciate that you felt it fit to include me. Firstly, I owe you an apology. I was speaking about out of concern for Prostrian. I know that it still weighs on her mind, you see. That is what you want to know, yes? The story is troubling to hear and even more troubling to relate. Before I tell you, you must promise me that you will be her strength in the days to come. Of course, anything to help a friend. Dazzler, her beloved husband, was killed. When the veil of chaos descended upon the world, he fled into the jungle and transformed into one of those terrible beasts. He returned here a monster where my sister Kalpa met his wrath. Neither of them survived the ensuing struggle. I was there as well. Despite his monstrous form, I knew it was Dazzler. I froze in terror while Kappa stood undaunted. She fought alone for my cowardice, and it was my fault she died, and I knew this, and yet I laid the blame on Prostrian's shoulders. I lashed out at her, cursing her for her husband's cowardice, when we both should have comforted the other in mourning. I turned my back on her. I left her to bear the burden of not one, but two deaths. It is only natural that she would be hesitant to look after another, given that. I was too fool to condemn Prostrian when it was my duty to protect the people here. I have wanted nothing more than to apologize for that day. But I fear my words were too cruel to forgive. I cannot stand to meet her gaze. It was a difficult time for everyone. We often lose ourselves in moments of crisis. But as long as we find our way back, we are worthy of forgiveness. Chappa would agree, I'm sure. She wouldn't blame you for what happened, nor would she want you to blame yourself. Prashreen doubtless feels the same. You were right, I must apologize to her. That is the only course. Bryn, was it? I will speak with Prashreen, but I require some time to muster up my courage soon, I promise. Thank you for leading me and in ear to my troubles, Bryn. If you are willing, there is a place I would travel to, and I wish you accompany me. Ministering to my duties may help calm my nerves, and to that end I mean to inspect the temple for signs of disrepair. After we've finished, I hope to find the courage to once again look for Prashreen in the eyes. With all the monstrous about, most of my attention as late has been focused on handling and protecting those who have fled. With the arrival of the Radiant Host, however, there is finally time to attend to this long neglected duty. I too must ask for you to go with Sola, knowing that the holy places are being cared for has set the people's hearts at ease. Even the ounce of comfort is precious to these trying times. Much appreciated. I would join you, but I'm afraid that an alchemist's tools are of little use against the fangs and claws. That doesn't mean I stand idly by. However, I will remain here and continue making medicine for the children. My hands may be clumsy with swords and a shield, but there are far more adroit with mortar and pestle. We are a blessing indeed to have such a pair of you looking after us. Well, let us begin our patrol. The first destination shall be Prusra in the southeast. It's a little bit of a trek, but make proper arrangements before departing. Oh, down here. Glamour for a tea party? Nice. Oh, you're welcome, Cronus. Good morning to you, by the way. It has been some time since I set foot in these hallowed grounds. It's times bygone, and there were even more such places in this region, but many were moved to Manaspati. From one of the divinities worshipped here, or the one of the words pressed down that we might send off to our departed with wisdom. Just as life leads to death, so too does death lead to life. Do not shed tears for the departed, for they have but set a foot upon a new journey. Be not forlorn that your paths have diverged, but look forward with joy to the day that they might cross again. For as long as I can remember, I followed in my sister's footsteps in her absence. I have felt lost. Whenever I think of the forge a path of my own making, my legs become heavy and my heart becomes anxious. Your sister would want you to move forward with courage. Sometimes standing still offers a new perspective. Thank you, Bryn. Yazin was a generous soul, and to have your wisdom to buoy me is more than I deserve. I would be that I could open my heart to Prashreen in such a way. This part of the temple appears to be well kept. Let us check on the other side, shall we? There we go. Yep. This area is a ghastly shape, scratches here and cracks there. Will you help me investigate further? We will cover more ground by searching separately. I shall search around this area. I trust you to do your due diligence. Stones here are crumbling and fragments of them litter the ground. It would be best to replace them. Oh, we got more things to find. Okay. Aha. Most people are probably going to just give her skimming glamour, but Amaze is better than that, and she deserves glamour for her weekly tea parties. She's better than bringing her snacks. Gamers. Have you finished? Was it as bad as it looks? I see you may have the sight in the battle of some horrific conflict, but I must do what I can to see it repaired. Though this temple may be remote, the devout come here on occasion to offer their prayers. Thank you for helping me today. It has helped me forget my crisis that plagues and remind me of simpler times. When we can look after the roads to protect the pilgrims on their journeys, I have looked forward to setting out my own patrol with my sister by my side, but I must find a way to manage without her, so I set foot upon my own path. My first step must be to apologize to Persrine, even if she may refuse it. No more distractions. That being said, if you were by my side, it may be all the easier for me to find the right words. Oh. It looks determined to see this through. Oh, hello, Brendan and Sula. I take it your patrol was fruitful. I just administered a smoothing salve to Persrine's child. She's sleeping soundly now, so us speaking should not wake her. Persrine, I am sorry. I should not have said all those horrible things before. I was not in my right mind. It was my fault. My sister was killed. I stood frozen in fear when Desert attacked. Yet, when it was all over, I placed the blame on you. I was a fool. No, Sula, you were right. It was I who couldn't ease his troubles. It was my fault. He succumbed to the despair that gnawed at his heart. We've all lost something during this tragedy, no one's fault but fate. These are difficult days, and we shouldn't blame ourselves for their cruelty. There is reason in your answer, of course, but forgiveness of the self is no simple matter. I'm overjoyed to speak with you again, Sula. However, I'm afraid I need more time to come to terms with everything that's occurred. Would I know how much Persrine was suffering, I could have been there to comfort her. Perhaps there is something I can do now, something to set her upon the right path. It is plain that Persrine is not ready to forgive herself, but I'm at a loss as to what we should do. Do we leave her be, or is there some way we can help? I, for one, will not stand idly by while she suffers alone. Perhaps if she had something to remind her of her beloved, she would be more easily to accept this loss. Persrine never did have the chance to say her farewells. Bryn, I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more. Will I have it? Yes. It appears I shall be in your debt again, but it is well worth it. During the chaos, most of us fled northwest to the bridge. Let us retrace those steps, and we may find something that belonged to Dazzler. Pick up anything that catches your eye, and we shall share it with what we have found once we've reached the bridge. Thank you for all that you've done for Sula thus far, Bryn. Her spirits are already much improved for your efforts. Let us hope that we can effect the same change in Persrine. Dazzler did enjoy his jewelry and baubles, so it isn't inconceivable that he may have dropped something as he fled. If you should spy anything glittering in the brush, it couldn't hurt to pick it up. Alright, let's go down here. Oh, a couple of glittering objects. Yeah, alright. Oh, bad guy. How does the search? I found this necklace among the underbrush, one of the desert's favorites, but it seems to be missing the jewel that made it shine so brilliantly. That what's in your hand? Why is it that the very jewel I spoke of? We make an excellent team, eh? However, we cannot give this to Prashreen as it is. We must repair it first. Doubtless Yazin will be able to lend his expertise in that respect. Let us return to the village and speak with him. Sula's told me all about your findings quite excitably. In fact, she's gone to find materials so she can polish her necklace to a mere sheen. As for the jewel, I believe I can take it off your hands for the time being. This repair should prove simple enough. Adhesive is one of the most elementary recipes. Once your necklace is in a presentable shape, I will bring Sula to a visit Prashreen. Could you go ahead and tell her to wait for us? If I will take longer than expected, I trust that you keep her enraptured with one of your grand tales. You have something for me? I don't recall asking anything of you. Prashreen, I would like to give you this, please. This is Dazer's necklace. Oh, he was so proud of the day he bought this. How in the world did you find it? I had naught but memories to remind me of him, and the sight of this makes me feel like he isn't too far away after all. There is nothing I can do to change the past, but I can work to help give both a brighter future. This was at least I could do. I could not have done it without the help of these two. Thank you for this gift. Truly, you are wise words. I see now that you are right. We mustn't let the tragedies of yesterday keep us rooted in place. All it takes is a simple step forward, but you must want to take it. Sometimes we must stop to consider the best way forward. Oh, stretch it out. Well said. Well said. We might add that the wounds heal more quickly when a salve is applied to them. When we ignore the pain they cause, they rot. We must take action to see them healed and rest that we are tired. Only then our energy returns that we can move forward carefully, one step at a time. Yes, one step at a time. Yazin, if it isn't too much trouble, could I help care for the child? The scars of the recent tragedy have yet too fresh for me to take care of her entirely by myself. So even so, it doesn't mean I cannot assist in some small way. I have my own child to look over, of course, but still, if you were able to take the child under your wing, I would be happy to assist you whatever you needed from me. For the time being, I could be her wet nurse. Any medicine she requires would be your responsibility. I suppose together we can see that she emerges from her affliction as hale as any newborn babe. That is a splendid idea, I must admit. I could hardly think of a better arrangement myself. I shall hunt and bring food for the child, that she may grow up to be strong like her father and mother. That is what Chappa would do, and one step at a time I shall make her proud. The emptiness I feel at Desert's loss will take some time to fill, but I believe in time I will heal. He would want me to heal. Allow me to thank you once again for what you've done. We owe you more than we can repay. Now, I would like to see the child for myself. I'm not one of the subsidy of conversation, but I say that that went really well, as could you be expected, wouldn't you? Now come back to my workshop. There's something I'd like to give you. Not gonna lie, you like it when your character can poke fun of the NPCs for things that have happened. like Nelson from Simpsons. Truth be told, I've already resolved to raise the child myself, but the prospect of having a helping hand is comfort indeed. I suppose the true work starts here, eh? I'm glad that we finally have a good news to share with Korsuf and Evan. I have been so occupied with treating the sick and injured that I have still a little time to think of the departed. My friends are gone, but I can still honor their memory. If anything has become clear in recent events, it is that the people of this settlement must speak with one another about their troubles. Solidarity thoughts can quickly turn dark. I'm more than capable of treating the wounded we can see, but it takes a community to heal those that are hidden. I admit that the latter prospect may take some time for me to become accustomed to. Don't be so hard on yourself. Your presence puts others at ease. You'll find a way as an alchemist, a friend, and a father. Hey, what's going on, Seller? How you doing today? Would it that there were more than just one of me, eh? Luckily, I know more than a few concoctions that will give me vigor of several men. I would only need energy to brew them. Regardless, I apologize for dragging you along all this time, even though I doubt we would have arranged in such an amicable conclusion without you, so I retract my apology. Although her parents are no longer with us, I must do my utmost to raise their child in the way that they would meet with their approval. I owe my friends that much. Bum ba da bum bum, baby. Oh, more quest. A budding adventure. Bryn, just the man I was looking to see. Now that I have the opportunity to speak with more people here, I realize their plight is even more dire than I imagined. The recent crisis has caused the flow of supplies to grind to a halt, and even more people can scarcely meet their daily needs. This would have been even the case without the influx of refugees. We might alleviate this is to requisition a shipment from Yaldamed, but the process takes precious time, and I fear that many would starve before we get a single grain. All this is to be exacerbated by the lack of able-bodied fighters. That would be our many and a few who have the strength and skill to guard us from the beasts lurking in the forest. The raiding host would give their lives to protect us, but every day more of them are injured. Bravery alone is only worth as much as the face of overwhelming numbers. And while I am much appreciative of your help so far, I am not so naive to think that you will remain here indefinitely. Had we another of your skill to aid us, we might at least stand a chance to weather the worst of the storm. However, my time here at the Great Work was spent largely in solitude, and the people of this village know of a little beyond the walls. But you'll have been to the furthest reaches and back, yes? Do you know of anyone else who might lend their stout arm to these humble folks? As I know just such an adventurer, as fierce if not more so, I know someone who could give the merchants proper motivation for a speedy delivery. We'll just do this one. I knew I could count on you on your side web of storied personages. Ogle and Kasana, you say? I believe that we may be able to kill two birds with one stone.
I explored it. What? No.
Thanks, guys, for your support over on Twitch. Unfortunately, my hands are full of meeting and medicinal needs of the village. Seeing that you have already acquainted with these fellows, could you appeal onto them on your behalf? Apologies for once again putting on so much of your shoulders, but it is for the good of one for all. Can I count on your assistance? Thank you, friend. Well then, I'm off to Yaldamed and to meet its Karsana. Safe travels, and I will pray you return with good news. Oh, I gotta stretch it up. And thank you for the 17 likes, guys. That is a great and awesome way to share out these streams. Well, if it isn't Bryn, I'd wonder when we might walk through that door again. You'll be pleased to hear young Rashir has taken to adventuring like a thief to a coin purse. He is more than capable enough to assist me in my less arduous tasks. Indeed, his future is bright. However, as much as it hardens me to see you, I sense your visit isn't entirely motivated by curiosity of our affairs, yes? I see. I did not know that Pakistan was beset with such troubles, but I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, all things considered. Naturally, I shall do all my power to help. A few words to the right people, and the merchants will have a shipment of supplies ready in a matter of bells. Inform this Yazin of his aid is on his way, and for much less coin than the merchants would usually charge. This chaos has gripped all of Razadhan, and it's only together that we shall find the strength to release ourselves from it. And if you require an adventurer, then look no further. Our supplies require brave souls to defend them, correct? And then I offer mine, and I will wait for you at the gates. Wait for me. I'm coming too. Cousin had made good on her word. Not that I doubted she would. The very merchants were likely too eager to make such a sizable trade, and even provided us with bags and coats for the journey. It appears that Razan will be joining us. Try as I might convince him otherwise, his mind is made up. Hopefully this will prove to be another learning experience for him. My grandmother always did say that the road forward is paved with good deeds, and the three of us shall see that no beast lays fang or claw upon these provisions. There are more supplies to come, but they will be delivered by the raiding host. We shall be the vanguard, the harbingers of salvation for Pakistan. And with that, let us be off. All right. It's such a giant mount. Oh yeah. Getting caught up in my own cord. You would think that it's like building some kind of bridge would help there. That'd be kind of neat if that ends up being part of what we do. Children are so easily impressed. While Bryn is indeed a formidable adventurer, your teacher has many great deeds to her name, and more yet to come. Now that the village is not far, let us march and challenge any monster to an approach. Hold on, you forgot the supplies. Sweet, just need one of those. Did you see that rescue? Mark how well quickly the beast succumbed to the fury of blades. In no small part thanks to this brave Asadara. Ah, so this is the adventure of Jensen spoke of. Not since my last hunt with sister have I fought so effortlessly with another. And never have I felt so invigorated to have such a mighty Asadara fighting by my side. How do you keep it up? Just watching you has me out of breath. Endurance is the product of long hours of practice, lad. And then it seems my hunt is finished. Let us return to Pakistan before we draw attention to something deadlier. Yazin, I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. All right. We will be eager to speak with you upon your return. Do you keep him waiting for long? Right. There you are, Sola. We brought me both supplies and the protection you promised. She is at present preparing the game she is hunted. She has promised to spar with me afterwards, and I have a fast feeling that I have made the right choice in coming here. Grateful for it, lass. I would do Sula some good to have an energizing presence by her side. I understand that there is yet to be more supplies to come. I must find a way to think the merchants and the ones who spurred them into action. Kankana, was it? She was to spare no effort to see Razahan rebuilt. If there's anything else you require from the merchants, how she's having help. Bum, 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 bum. It seems we found a reliable ally, thanks to you. Oh, teacher, don't forget, we should ask you about the journal we found. Of course, it was just to mention it. The beast Sula and I felled was holding fast to this. Perhaps you know who the owner is. By the Mensa, yes, I do. In fact, I know who penned this journal. They were dear friends of mine. Unfortunately, they didn't survive the tragedy that befell us. I see. I am sorry for your loss. Thank you. Luckily, their memory lives on in their child now in this journal. When she comes of age, I'll show it to her that she might come to know who her parents were. Life is but a string of meetings and farewells. It is our memories that sustain us and give us life. In that way, those whose journey has ended watch over those with the strength to step forward in a new day. Of all the wisdom grandmother passed down, I hold this to be the most precious memories of the great treasure that we can leave behind. Your grandmother always has a way worth words. She could have taught even the divinities a thing or two. I dare say that you might be right, young Rasker, but I am not half as wise as she was, and her sage advice is be a beacon which has always guided me true. Truth be told, I first accompanied you to repay the debt I owed for this, as grandmother would have wanted to see now, however, that her fate intended for me to be here. On Sula, I have met a comrade in arms, and in Rasker, I have found a capable and eager student. For both of their sakes, I must strive ever to be better in the day I was before. What's up, Phantom? Perhaps I should take up the art of dance, and fierce display of the sashimi compelled me to set down my spear and take up on the katana. But grace and deadliness with which the dancers throw their weapons has a charm in all of its own. Some measure of peace has returned to the manga, and I believe my skills will be put to better use here. An adventurer must court challenge, after all. My teacher has a daring spirit, if slightly reckless, but worry not, I'll make sure she doesn't come to harm. Have you listened to a single word I have said, Rasker? You have no notion of the dangers I must brave daily. For now you should be content to behold my great deeds and learn from them. I wager your adventures will soon take you far from here. Bryn, rest assured, I shall safeguard the people of Pakistan in your stead, and I look forward to hearing your tales of your exploits. Well then, the first order of the day is to attune to the Eighth Rite and gather information. Jot this lesson down, young Rasker, for these are the fundamentals of adventuring. Come now. Yeah. Our lack of supplies was weighted heavily on my mind. I feared for both Pershrin and the child, but for the first time in a long time, I can breathe easy. Ogle's presence has given to be a salve of Sula's mood as well. She laughs as she hasn't since her sister's passing. We both have you to thank for the reversals of fortune. Even the departed have benefited from Ogle's arrival, and the delivery of the journal was an unexpected boon, and it will doubtless prove to be vital in raising the child. When she becomes old enough to understand its contents, she will come to know the deep love her parents bore for her, a love so steadfast that it will shield her from the world's cruelty. Of course, I intend to tell her all about your part in her salvation as well. But for now, there is work to be done for both of us. I am sure wheresoever your travels take you, don't forget your friends you have in this corner of Thavnir. And lastly, be safe. If you die before I can repay the debt I owe you, I'll hunt you through the 7 hells until the ledger is balanced. So let us see that it doesn't come to that, eh? Boom. All right. Okay, so now... Hippo's born to run, baby. That's the, that is the quest. To kick off the beast tribes, or the tribal quest. Yawn. All right. All right, Hippo's born to run. Ah, Bryn, just as I was hoping to see, do you have a moment? Just when we thought normalcy had finally returned to us, I received word some truly particular hippo sightings. Yes, hippos. A veritable herd of hippos. Hurling down the high road, no less. Hippos hurling? How majestic. Huh, I thought that was normal for Thavnir. Ah, yes, well, though hippos have long inhabited Venice-Spati, it is quite unusual to see them in such numbers outside their natural habitat, let alone harrying travelers along the high road. Yet, harried as the travelers are, if these hippos have to be displaced by the fires beset the jungle during the final days, then we must find them a more suitable home for the sake of its continuing. I would normally ask the raiding host to help with such affairs, but they are already so much on their hands, and Ogle happens to be away, so could I ask you to look into this matter? Thank you. You are truly a blessing. I know that much of this is what we've already told you, but I am sure others in Yeldamen have spotted a hurling hippo or two. Hurling hippos, you say? Ah, yes, I saw them. Barreling down the high road at tremendous speed. It was frightening just to watch. They kicked up so much dust that I couldn't see a clear look at them, but everyone on the island knows a smooth silhouette, an adorable yet fearsome creature, the hippo. There we go. Yes, I've seen hippos on a number of occasions over the great work, and this is the second time I've answered the question as many bells. One of the refugees came asking the very same not moments ago, Trina, I think her name was, if you're looking for the same hippos, maybe she can help. She set off towards Perfrin's Rise, last I saw. Is this about the dreadful Asadera up north, hitching carts to their hippos, and Chodovrek knows what else? If they've come down to join the other refugees, I doubt that they'll be stirring up trouble, as if we don't have enough people leeching off our goodwill already. Ah, dope. What are you looking at? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something here? Ah, you're looking for hippos. Darn, I was hoping to put up this before you got out of hand. Well, those hippos you're looking for should be rolling through any moment. Now, just stand back and watch. A little hippo trap. Here they come. Hey, no stopping. Why is there fruit in the middle of the... you've done it now, you hammerheads. Maru, what did I tell you about riding this high road? But boss. Well, the road back home ain't good for riding no more. Boss, we ain't got much of a choice. Hurling hippos are dangerous. Keep off the high road, will you? Yeah, roaring down the main road, kicking up dust storms, y'all scaring the people. What, you've already forgot about the Tower of Zot, the fires and the screaming of the people turning? You really think that raising a racket is what we need right now? In case you ain't got it through your heads yet, I'll spell it out for you. Our racing days are over. They were over yesterday, and they were over the day before that, too. I take this solves the hippo mystery. Now that it is left to apologize for these sorry odds, care to tell me where you directed your groveling? Alright, let's have a chat with this Kansana. You're coming too, Maru. I left you in charge of the ones that in charge takes the responsibility. That's how it goes. You'll be there to give this a report or something, right? Still, see you soon enough then. Oh yeah. Oh, they already pretty much moved us to the location as well. That was so convenient. Now, who might see the fresh faces be? I was expecting news about hippos, but perhaps you brought back a few lost souls as well. Something like that. Trina's my name, and on behalf of my hippos and associates here, I apologize for the commotion. We are used to racing our hippos carts in a less traveled pass of Anaspana, you see. And we never took so much society, even before the sky started raining fire. Mostly just kept to ourselves and lived off the land. But being new to these parts is no excuse. We shouldn't have known better than to take the high road as a high speed end, or we're sorry for any undue distress we might have caused. So we ain't got much to offer, but we'll be making it up to you however we can. The Avener's in a bad way, so if we're gonna do any good for anybody, now's the time. Or at least I like to think we ain't got much in the way of ideas concerning how misfits like us can contribute. a crew of Arcasodoa for a purpose and speedy hippos to steer them true. Perhaps there is something Trina and her associates can contribute to the recovering of Thavnir. Have you ever considered delivery work? I think your hippo carts could be an incredibly useful skill. Delivery work? You think it'd be really something like that? I mean, a hippo cart is the fastest set of wheels there is, but it's an excellent idea. Local trade is on its way to recovery, and the timely delivery of goods via hippo cart can only be a boon. However, delivery work requires a great deal of trust if you're transporting someone's precious possessions, after all. You will only need to learn the trade, but learn to respect the people as well. Every cart somewhere, so there is no need to feel intimidated. If this sounds like something you could like to try, then why not? Let Bryn show you how it's done. It just so happens that a parcel intended for the great work was accidentally offloaded here today. It's filled with medicine, herbs, and from Gridania, so I'd like to send it over as soon as possible. Would you be the dear and deliver it with Trina? With the worldly experience, I'm sure it will serve as a shining example of professionalism. I'll entrust this parcel to you, Trina. I have no doubt that you will like to see it to safety and to its destination. Sorry for taking you out of the way, Bryn, but I look forward to seeing you as a professor too, whatever a professor does. I'll be waiting by the gates to give me a shout when you're ready to go. We're ready when you are. My partner surveys here is putting the fastest cart on the island. I stowed with the goods that were delivered under the seats so they wouldn't get damaged by nothing. And we ain't about to leave you on high with a hippo less. There's another cart just for you. Our hippos are usually shy around strangers, but you were there with the fruit earlier, so you got nothing to worry about. They're smarter than to bite the hand that feeds. We don't just let...
Can't be real. Oh my god.
Thank you for the support over on Twitch. We don't just let anybody ride our carts, but if the boss thinks you can handle it.
You pay that?
We need Beliakin, Maru. We just racing our own carts down the high road like some hamsteads. I know. Now we go off and slow and steady. Ride the hippo cart. And turn, it's just, we're all just riding along. Lots of little hippo carts. I love it. Look how happy he is. Here we are, safe and sound. Now, hand over the goods, right? You wouldn't happen to be talking about the imported package, would you? We've been expecting a delivery ship, but seen neither keel nor prow of it. Wait, aren't you the one who saved Nahada? I see. Well, thank you both for going out of your way to bring this over. You've saved me considerable grief. No large trading vessels can dock here, you see. Usually our orders are offloaded at Alinar and then hence shipped here by Dow, but they sometimes get mixed up with packages destined for Yaldamed. Well, then the logistical nightmare begins, I'm afraid. I might check to see if you indeed have my herbs. Yep, this is it. Reported these things trying enough to delivery mishaps. I am so relieved that they made it here safely. And thank you for the hippo hubbub was, in fact, a industrious delivery work. A little frightened to watch without proper context, but you've done a marvelous job. I'll be sure to call on your services again. Wasn't a delivery, but I guess a little misunderstanding. Never hurt anyone. People sure do trust you, though. I got trusted you just standing next to you. And he looked so happy with his herbs. Had he been smiling right along with him, maybe we can really make a difference with this delivery business. All right. Thanks for showing me the ropes and for doing all the talking too. I'd like to get straight back to Consona. From the looks of it, your hippo needs a breather. No surprise considering that what it's been through lately. Here's what we'll do. I'll let this big boy rest up a bit while you go on ahead with Sula. Just trusting that you with my price set of wheels, so be careful. No scratches or nothing. Just ride it like you're coming here and that should be no problems. You should become separated from your cart. Speak with Trina at the Great Ride and rest once again. Ride the hippo cart. Yay. All right. What a tease. Oh, he's pissed off at me. Our mission was accomplished. The triumph of Surveyor trundles the way of the cart in tow. Kasana will be pleased to hear of your successful delivery. Welcome back, Bryn. Just told me all about your successful delivery. Thank you so much for your help. What did you guys think of your first job? The delivery seems to be pretty straightforward, even with our ilk, but the whole bus build and trust thing won't be easy. Still, it's not like we can give up or go home to Vanaspati. Sooner or later, we'll have to get used to living with other folks. You should have seen how relieved the alchemist was when he got his supplies. Feels nice to know that we did some good in the world. There's no greater reward for a job well done. In my experience, if you choose to continue this path, I am certain the joy you bring will be returned to you tenfold. This is at the very new endeavor for your associates. However, I do believe it's best if someone oversees your progress. Bryn, you did such a good, so much for Ogle that I have to ask, will you lend your aid to Trina and her associates? I know that this right crew of misfits, Bryn, but I promise that we'll be hard workers. Just give us a chance and we'll make you proud. You got spirit, kid. I'm with you. This is gonna... thank you. I swear we won't regret this. Now that it's settled, I think it's time you saw to your new home. You see, I have come in possession of an old trading post that has since fallen into disuse. The structures may be a little worse for wear, but the plot itself is very conveniently located. If you're free to fix it up, however, and you like, you're just going to let us use it just like that? Yeah, well, at least it would be you for a small fee. That is to say, if your new business fails to turn a profit, I may have to rethink the use of this space one day. But we can talk about the particulars later. For now, go about and take a look. I've marked the location on this map. Gladly. Thanks for everything you've done for us. Let's reconvene in our new headquarters. I'll round up my people. All right, let's see here. Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Oh, cool, right here. Perfect. Brandon, glad you turned up. As you can see, this place ain't no Meneguda, but once we get the basics up and running, we'll start to feel like home in no time. We need a cart shed for starters and a place to store packages and whatnot. If I'm honest, boss, I'm not sure about all this, but I have to say we should give it a shot. At least we can try. Thanks, Maru. I'm counting on you, you know. Alright, as of today, we're making our name as a reliable delivery workers. We've got a lot to learn, but don't go easy on us. Teach us everything you know. Now we need a name for this new business, something real and trustworthy. Boss, we gotta fix the place up. We ain't got enough time to worry about names. What's wrong with our team name anyway? Our team name, you're right. We don't need to be fancy, just reliable. And riding hippo carts, hippo riders it is. There it is. Hippo riders. Led by their charismatic leader, Tina, the Hippo Riders have retired from racing and rebranded themselves as speedy delivery workers. However, they are still known on the island as local delinquents. Use your experience as an adventurer, trusted hero to help them better their reputation. Bada ba ba bow. Still says Beast Tribe on the quest thing. Hippo Riders Beast Tribe quest unlocked. All right, excellent. Let's grab it up. Aha. Ah, there we are. Almost went into the dungeon. It's like, all right, what brings you here? Here you go. Ah, yes, I see that you brought payment in full. Want to stay safely in your hands and limousine advisor. Assume you can trust the rest. All right. That one's done. Which one's this one? Okay, something on the docks. Ours just was. Great. And this one's a little bit more to the north. So let's head to that one. Oh, I was already mounted. Thanks, guys, for the 24 likes. I appreciate that. It's always fun when we have more likes and we have people hanging out. Ran right past it. There we go. Oh, there's another one. All right, knock those out. Wow, look at that experience jump. Yeah, that's a good chunk. That's a good chunk. So I have 4-1. So one of these quests, the sim is gonna take me to the 6. Oh, okay, 5. So just under 1 million experience each. Man, that fills up fast. That's gonna really help kind of like offset just as a part of kind of daily, like go and run this. I still got a bunch of quests to do out here. So if you guys kind of see all these quests, ultimately what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna start knocking these out, but I'm gonna save these from a character progression perspective. I'm gonna get Gunbreaker to 90, and then on like Samurai Ninja or something like that, that's where I'm gonna invest my time into those. Heck yeah, man, that felt good. Because if I can get Ninja and Samurai to 81, then I think these all start at 81, but I might not be remembering it right. The let me see. I believe Chris is still live. Let me go ahead and mute tab. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead. Let's go raid. Kind of manual if you guys want. Cross raid. If you want to go hang out with Chris, I'm gonna get some work done. I wanted to get these Asadara quests started, and I was able to achieve that. It looks like I got some inventory management to do. And so much more. So thanks guys for hanging out with me this morning. Thanks for the 25 likes. Go click on that link. Otherwise, I think it's gonna run you into one of my videos. Hope you guys enjoy that as well. So I'm gonna wrap up. Thanks guys. Love you faces. I'll see you in the next video or live stream that we do.